influence that you're having in the organisation that you're working in. Or if you're self-employed, it could be within your own business, and think about where you want to be and how you're going to get there. And each chapter, I've tried to put it together in the form of a toolkit. So there are things that you can go away and do pretty much immediately in most cases, questions to ask yourself to reflect on, but things that you can take away in a very practical sense and use and apply. So the second section is all about how to improve impact and influence within the business that you work in. The third part of the book moves on to look at the industry that you work in and what you could do about that. I mean, what level of impact and influence you want to have within that industry. So for me, it was the retail industry. I knew that if I'd chosen retail, I love retail, I wanted to get involved in lots of things within retail. I wanted to have a voice in the retail industry. So you could think about that in terms of your own careers and your own industries as well. At what level do you want your voice to be heard, and at what level do you want to have an impact? And there's tools within the book to help you achieve that. And then finally, the fourth chapter of the book is about looking at the level of impact and influence that you want to have on your profession on HR. You've chosen HR as a career. I chose HR as a career. I've fallen in and out of love with HR throughout my 18 years, and I'm very open and honest about that in the book as well. And I think everybody goes through that. But the fact is, if you work in HR, you've chosen HR, commit to it. Decide at what level you want your voice to be heard in shaping the profession for the future. You can do this. We should be taking ownership of our profession, deciding what you want to do and how you want to shape it. And I've taken the opportunity in that chapter as well to propose a new model for HR that I see would be a great future for HR. Everyone could have their own future for HR. But what I wanted to encourage people to do when they read it was to think about HR not in the context of we manage humans as resources, but I wanted to ditch that mindset, ditch the humans are resources to be managed mindset. Let's think about people experience instead. And if you work in HR, your job is not to manage human resources. Your job is to be the curator of people experience. In the same way that people working in customer service curate customer experience for the people that might come into their shops or that might buy from their businesses, we should be curating people experiences and think about that as the prime driver. You're there to create an experience for the people working within the business. And not just that, but for yourself as well. You need to look after yourself. There's a big emphasis on self-care in my book, as you might expect, but really hang on to this thought about what experiences are you creating that are lasting for the people within your organisation and for yourself. So in an absolute nutshell, that's what the book's about. That's the journey that I've been on. I'll be honest, it wasn't an easy book to write, given where I was when I started writing it. I think at the point where Kogan Page very kindly said, yes, you can write this book, I don't think I'd left the house for 4 weeks because things were that bad for me at that point in time. And then it was really a journey of learning and getting back to physical and mental health again. The other thing that I did last year, so I wrote the book, which it means a lot. But the other thing that I did is I also set up 2 businesses because I knew I needed to reshape my life. I knew I couldn't go back to that type of life that I was living before. So what I did is I set up 2 businesses of my own. The first one I support HR people through. So I'm developing a membership platform for HR people, it'll be a digital platform. I already support HR teams, I support HR directors, and I help bring my insight and my experience to that. So I also do some executive coaching. And then I set up a second business towards the end of last year, where I support people who are going through IVF treatment. I coach individuals and couples on a one-to-one face-to-face basis in London who are going through IVF treatment. And I also provide a retainer service for employers who want to understand the impact of IVF on their employees and want to know how to help them. I help HR teams know what to say when somebody comes to them and says, I'm going through IVF, can you help? It's not good enough just to give them an EAP number, I can tell you that, because the EAP won't get it, they won't understand, and they won't be able to support that person. So I knew there was a gap there. So what I'm trying to do is make best of the journey that I've been on and share it in a way where I can really make an impact. And that's what I've tried to capture some of that in the book. I'm trying to capture that through the businesses that I'm running and starting to build myself. So you can find me on LinkedIn. I'm on Facebook. If you're on Facebook, then I have a group called the PX Innovation Hub. Come and join it. There's about nearly 200 people in that group now. And so it's a community. And yeah, Twitter, Instagram, all the usual social media, you'll find me there. Okay?
Yeah.
Any questions? Thank you.
Karen, am I right in saying that you're selling this book?
Yes, thank you. How remiss. Sorry, Kogan Page. The lovely ladies from Kogan Page are over there selling the book, so I think you can get an amazing deal on the book if you'd like to buy one tonight. Of course, I'll be forever thankful that you would buy one tonight. Any questions?
Thank you for sharing that. That's a really interesting insight. I thought it was interesting when you said that you love retail, and you can tell that you're passionate about it by the way that you said that sentence. How important, in your opinion, is it to be really passionate and to kind of love the industry that you're working in? Obviously, you can choose to do HR in finance, manufacturing, retail. How important is it in being successful and kind of getting ahead to love your industry? Is it necessary? Is it?
Yes. It is, absolutely. It's not to say that you can't be successful working in an industry that you don't love, but you'll be more successful working in an industry that you do love and feel passionate about. If I, and particularly if you want to broaden your remit outside of the HR profession, and if you want to adopt a broader role going forward, because it's hard work, and it takes a lot of time and effort, and that's harder to do if you're not interested and passionate about what you want to do. When I set up Style Studio, I was working crazy hours, investing my own time, my own money, everything to get that project off the ground against all the odds, getting knocked back after knocked back, but still fighting for it because I believed in it so much. You can't do that if you're not passionate about it. So if you can, choose an industry you're passionate about. You'll still be successful if you can't, but you'll be more successful, you'll be the best that you can be if you work in an industry you're really passionate about. One of the things, I don't know where I'm going to end up now. I don't know where my life is taking me. The only things that I've kind of made a promise to myself is I'll only do work that I love with people that inspire me. Part of that is all about passion as well. I'll only work in an environment where I feel that connection and that passion, and I'll only do work that I can connect with that as well.
That's a really good mantra. Thank you.
Okay, so I think I say again that, yeah, Karen, you'll still be here for further questions. I'm just conscious of time, so Karen, you'll be there with your books, won't you? So if you have any other questions, Antonio and Karen will be around to answer them. But thank you again as well, Karen. It was an amazing presentation. Thank you all.